Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Saturday slate, our first full Saturday slate of the season. I'm going to start with DraftKings here and show you some of the things that I do when I build lineups. Um, yeah, so I always look at the totals and see what pops and doesn't. Obviously, totals can be really off. There can still be good plays on teams with low totals. Um, that's not necessarily something that um, would eliminate consideration for me. So I'll usually I'll do 10% randomness, 20 lineups, and our tournament mode. I've had okay success this year. Just doing one unique. Um, I'll do 50% max just because there's a lot of teams. Then let's see what we get. While it loads, let's see who's showing some value. Ryan Brown's kind of interesting. I liked him a little at Purdue. I mean, there's going to be very few chances to play Purdue this year. So, he's interesting to me. McGowan, I think, is one of the better running back options. The commonality between Purdue and Kentucky is that they're not going to have a lot of favorable matchups. Same with Blake Shapen. I like him a lot on both sites just because once Kentucky and Mississippi State get into the meat of SEC play, they're not going to be – the price is going to drop for one, and the matchups are going to be a lot harder. So I like Retzlaff too. We got word that he's expected to start. I don't know if I want Stockton. Booth, I'm expecting like a 60-40 timeshare. Mendoza's fine, a little overpriced. I do like Maccabee. He's catching some balls, so I think Maccabee and Brown are a reasonable enough stack. So let's see what we get. Running back's a little wonky on DraftKings today. There isn't the same value that we have on FanDuel. So a lot of Stockton, fine. I don't know. I like the FanDuel slate better. I wrote a sheet for FanDuel, but um FanDuel has some of the better games and the better night games. There's a lot of good fantasy spots in the night window. I do like Braylon Braxton and Vet Camp more. I'll probably boost them up. Braxton can play. He was the freshman of the year last year at Marshall, and then the coach left Marshall for Southern Miss and brought Braxton and a bunch of other players too. He can play, and even though the total's low, a lot of people think that they can compete and hang in there. Um, let's see where we're at. I'll do a little. like 10% Preston Stone. I'm a Northwestern fan, but I mean, I definitely I'm not expecting him to put a Heisman performance up. He can get here to 16. So let me talk about stacks. Preston Stone, I would want one of a specific player. Griffin Willoughby, he's a transfer from South Dakota State. Let's see what else who's popping at receiver. I think this is going to be baked in, but Brown, I'd want one of. So sometimes I'll go back to the position or the player. So I would want one of Maccabee or Michael Jackson, who's so cheap. Veltkamp, I think same thing. One receiver. There's no one that jumps out that oh my god, I need this player. So I think that makes it nice for GPP. I'm pretty happy with these. There isn't like guys that I'm worried about not getting exposure to. The pricing's pretty fair. Let's see how much Rocco Griffin we get. He's a nice player, and this UMass Temple game's kind of just this weird squirrely game. So yeah, I'll add a little more. I'll boost up Tennessee. We've seen how well they do with running backs. Singleton, fine. I don't know. The pricing's kind of soft for some of the receivers. Nobody's too expensive, so this may be what I go with. I might honestly play lighter on the main slate and heavier on the night slate. Let me find my guy Omari Hayes. That's somebody else I want to take a shot on for Tulane against my Wildcats. I mean, Tate is 6,000 on FanDuel. Like, there's just some really nice values, and then on the night slate, there's much better fantasy games. Obviously, Ohio State, Texas is a great real life game. Yeah, this is a nice price. We need some Hayes. Gill I like. He's the wide receiver one, and there's a lot of vacated work because Trevor Pena went from Syracuse to Penn State. Let's see what we have again, and not in love with the main slate. DraftKings forces games on to get everything in the morning and afternoon windows. Oof. There's a lot of Purdue, man. That is terrifying. But oh well. You gotta flush that out, because this isn't Purdue versus Ohio State or Purdue versus Oregon. It's Purdue versus a MAC school with a 33 team total, which is very strong. Okay, let's talk FanDuel. But I'll show you. See, if you go to the night slate, we got some bangers here. We got, I mean, this is greasy, but we got a big total, even game. USC's loaded. Ole Miss, Texas A&M, LSU, Clemson. So there's some better games here. So don't fire all your bullets on the main slate. Moving over to FanDuel, I'll do the same thing. So we have some really appealing night slates. The opposite problem is true on FanDuel. You have to decide how much you want to double dip, just because there's so many good options on FanDuel. Let's see about rules. Simmons is somebody I really like, the former baseball player at Ole Miss, athletic guy. I think John Reese Plumlee. I'll do a running back and receiver. The total's huge. I love this spot. Let's see who else I feel like. Let's run it and see what we get. I want a lot of Shapen, Ty Simpson, awesome price here. He's one of my favorites. We have some really strong value in the Ohio State Texas game. Like, Ryan Owingo's really good, and he's 6K. So we'll make sure he's in there plenty. Tate also, he's 6,800 over there at DraftKings. So there's some nice pricing. Don't play Mosley. He's going to be limited. Okay, so Lacey's a stud. But I'll lower the exposure on everyone, and this will balance out. Barnes is a good play today. I love Simmons, I love Simpson and Maeva, so I think this is pretty good for what I want to do. I don't feel like you need stacks as much on FanDuel. I'm not seeing like obvious spots where I need somebody. I mean, like, some things like this will happen with Maeva and Lemon, but Lemon's so expensive, you don't want to like handcuff your lineups either. But I think this is it for what I have, and let me see some of the other value we've identified. Yeah, Bryce Underwood's interesting in this late game. The price seems pretty good. I just don't have as much confidence as Simpson or Simmons. And then Anthony Evans is somebody I'm looking at. So I think we're in good shape. The 50% like balances things out. I might bump down Singleton a little bit. We're getting a lot of him. But I like where we're at. I like I would probably stack Ty Simpson with one of his receivers. It's going to be a lot like Penix in Washington. I like Hollywood Williams a lot here. Ryan Williams. So that's probably it. Thanks, guys, and good luck today.